What is up, everybody? Spidey here, and as always, I hope you're having a marvelous day. I know that I am, because I have some Marvel card news for you, as we got a first glimpse of Topps Marvel Chrome. Topps' newest release and product images that dropped today, along with the pre-orders. We're going to talk about it up next. All right, guys, here it is. 2025 Marvel Comics Chrome. A lot of people are calling it Marvel Chrome. This is the first US-based Chrome release from Topps. Again, Topps just recently acquired the Marvel trading card license along with the Disney license for all their products, particularly the entertainment products, Star Wars and all that they've had for a little bit. But either way, they've rolled out a couple of Marvel card products. First UK release, Topps Genesis, and then Topps Finest X-Men 97. But this is something that we've been looking for, which is a Marvel card set that is built around comics. So very excited about this. I know that I am, many in the community are. So we're going to take a quick first glimpse at this product. We'll roll through some of the images here. First, we have a Venomized Wolverine and what looks to be like a gold parallel. I think maybe these are numbered to 50. Don't quote me on that. But a great looking card. An image we've seen before on a Marvel trading card. We saw this on Upper Deck Spider-Man Metal, but it was very cropped in. In fact, I believe the one of that product has recently been hit on Whatnot. Shout out to the new owner for that one. It's a great card, but I really like this a lot more because it is zoomed out, but very well placed within the frame of the card. And the thing that I noticed right off the bat, I love the logo, the Marvel logo at the bottom. Topps Chrome logo is an iconic Chrome, iconic logo at the top. But that Wolverine trade dress there, that nameplate, I think is a better word for it, is a callback to 1990 Marvel Universe MU. 90 MU, people like to call it, but Impel Marvel Universe from 1990. just a great name plate for a Marvel trading card, and really speaks to these collectors that have been around for a while. It just looks fantastic. I really like the design. And we got the facsimile autos, which people are really polarized about, because these are fictional characters that are made up, that are not real. They don't have autographs, which is kind of funny because you like the fictional character, but you don't like the fictional autograph. I don't know. I think it's a little bit of the case of looking for something to hate. I like the idea of how might Mr. Fantastic, I'm an X-Men guy. How might Mr. Fantastic sign his name? Would he stretch it up and stretch it long? How would Invisible Woman, sign her name? And she uses the stippling the dots here to kind of give it an invisible effect. And of course, Human Torch has a nice flame effect. And, Thing with his big rock fingers, how would he sign? Probably not at all. Probably have like a rubber stamp that he would just do as his signature. But the Thing-4 is what they've come up with. Again, fictional characters with fictional signatures, facsimile autos. And I think it's cool. I like it as a variant, like if they would have, like that Wolverine card we saw, you might have an auto version, facsimile auto as a parallel. I think that's kind of a good callback to some of the 90s cards that we used to get, where we would get gold signature autos, not actually signed, but, designed onto the card. But we do get those again, and those generally have been some of the better sellers that I've seen out of the Topps UK product of Marvel. But this card right here, guys, this is a true definition of a Spidey hit. This looks like to be the Superfractor Spider-Man. Peter Parker Spider-Man is beautifully positioned inside of the frame of this card with a dynamic pose, and he's whipping his web right at you with some glowing eyes. But even in the background, using the circles for the Superfractor, you can see the outlines of the building. I hate that there's only one of these cards. It's so beautiful, and I can't imagine what it would be like to pull this card. I can kind of imagine what it would like to be to own one, because I've had a gold 1/1 PMG of Spider-Man. But this is a beautiful card. Look forward to seeing it pulled in real life. This is another parallel, and I can't remember the name of it. I don't know if we'll find it here. We'll look at it in a little bit, but it's a parallel to the card that we saw earlier, Wolverine, where it's got Wolverine's claw marks in it. And we've got like a framing of a card here, a stained glass, but with a comic book logo. I mean, the comic book cover in the middle, genuine diamond, this is called. I'm looking here at the bottom of the card. We've got a great looking Future Star Samurai Venom. So this feels like a sports theme to me. I feel like I've seen this design before. I've heard the term Future Stars. I think that's a sports term, maybe in Topps. Forgive my ignorance there, but a cool looking Venom. I'm sure a lot of our Venom fans are going to enjoy that. We got a great looking Captain America with the Avengers logo in the back. New Avengers, 20 years, so maybe that's some type of callback. But here we have probably the biggest news relative to this card set, which is there's a unique art or original art cards inside of this comic art set. So kudos to Topps. You know, we have been clamoring for original art. Would we get art that was specifically made for the card and not from a comic book or some other image in the Disney catalog? But not only do we get original art for these cards, but they snuck it in as a subset inside of the comic art design. So what I mean by that is this is a trading card set that is using published art for the art that's on the card. Meaning like the Spider-Man we saw is from a comic book. The Wolverine we saw is from a comic book. And they've repurposed it onto the trading card. But this Doom is original art, as far as I can tell, that is made specifically for this card, meaning you cannot find this art anywhere else other than the Topps Chrome card, at least for now. It might pop up after the fact. And it's a great design. It's probably digital art, which we see a lot nowadays, and no slight to the artist on that. But I don't think this is traditionally painted, but digitally painted. And you can see, look at the effects in the eyes, and you can see Mr. Fantastic reflecting into the face of Doom. And that is the name of this insert. It's the reflections. And so we'll see some other characters when we get to the checklist here in a minute that are inside of this subset. But it's a great looking Doom card. Glad that we're getting original art inside of a Marvel Comics Chrome. So that tells me that Upper Deck is really paying attention. That Topps is really paying attention, and we'll likely get an original art set in the future. Maybe we can expect to get original art inside of sets. So that is the product images that we have. So let's take a look at this checklist, guys. All right, so we're going to run through this base checklist. I have not read this. The only thing I've done is during my lunch break, I just pulled up the checklist, hit Control F, typed in Magic to see if there was any Ileana Rasputin cards, my favorite female character to collect, and there was none. There was none, which is surprising to me. I thought that we would definitely have Magic in a Marvel Comics set, particularly one with a checklist this large, but she's not. But let's see who is in this checklist. We're going to start right off the bat at the top with Iron Man, and I'm just going to run through some of the ones that I think are fun, key characters that we see. We see Mystique, always great, and we see immediately a mix of Avengers, X-Men, and Spider-Man characters. So this is all comics. We got Namor, Prowler, Echo. We got Kraven the Hunter. Let's see, Professor Xavier, Ghost Spider, incredible character. Shout out to my friend Jason. Bullseye. We got Sentinels, Groot, Dormammu, Human Torch. We got the Fantastic Four, Enchantress, Squirrel Girl, always a fun one. Shatterstar, so some deep cuts. We see here Wreck Rap, which is a newer character in the Spider-Man Spider-Verse area. Franklin Richards, Spider-Boy, which is a newer character. Onslaught, The Hood, Ironheart, Kate Bishop. Falcon, Lizard, Mr. Fantastic, Jane Foster, Sabretooth, Jean Grey, Storm, Daredevil, Moon Knight, great character. Spider-Man, card number 101. Mephisto, Wolverine, card number 103. Gambit, shout out to my brother, card number 105. Black Cat, Silk, She-Hulk, Spider-Man 2099, Wasp. So that's through cards number 113. So there's 200 characters on the base set checklist, which is huge. Typically we're used to 90 to 100. So that's a lot. We got Mysterio, X-23, Blade, Samurai Venom, who we saw, Miss Marvel, Black Widow, Silver Surfer, Big Spot, on the checklist. Psylocke, Black Panther, Spider-Ham, Spider-Girl, Cable, Doctor Doom, regular Venom. That's good to see. Galactus, America Chavez, Domino, Mr. Sinister, Jeff the Land Shark, a new recent favorite of people. Shout out to the game Rivals. We got Thanos, Shang-Chi, Dr. Octopus, Apocalypse. Oh, God. Hercules made it again. No magic, but we have Hercules, which makes, anyways, no sense to me. Sentry, obviously in the movie right now. Scarlet Witch. Oop, a little too fast there. Just Carnage, Invisible Woman, Miles Morales, Beast, Nightcrawler, love to see it. Ghost Rider, Captain America, Angel. We got Kitty Pryde, Rogue, Nick Fury, Omega, not Omega Red. And we end with Wagnerine. I'm going to have to look that up. All right, this makes more sense because Wagnerine is actually it's a genetic mutated character that has the genetic abilities of Nightcrawler and Wolverine, or X-23, I don't remember which one. But okay, that's who that is. So that gets us through the 200 character checklist. Now let's look at inserts. We got Marvel Anniversary, and that goes through 23. No, excuse me, goes through 30. We got Marvel Icons, Doctor Doom, Mr. Fantastic, Thor, Silver Surfer, Falcon, Black Widow, Iron Man, Colossus, Shang-Chi, and Juggernaut. We got Future Stars, which includes the Samurai Venom, but more importantly, it's Ghost Spider, Rick Rapp, Spider-Girl, Bloodline, Jet the Land Shark, Spider-Boy, and a character I don't know, Amarnath. Then we've got the Giant Size X-Men 50th anniversary. So the 50th anniversary for Giant Size X-Men is this summer. So it's very important that they understand that and they put it in this product. But of course, those characters from that issue, second appearance of Wolverine, our second full appearance, first appearance of Colossus, Nightcrawler, Storm. We got Iceman, the OG, Banshee, Angel, Professor X, Havoc, and Cyclops. Some characters are missing. Ileana Rasputin's technically first appearance was in a Giant Size X-Men. Wish it was there. We've got the new Avengers 20th anniversary. We got Spider-Man, Luke Cage, Daredevil, Sentry, Spider-Woman, Captain America, Wolverine, Miss Marvel, Iron Man, and Ronin. And we got Avengers Infinity, Hawkeye, Vision, Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, and Black Panther. So they're putting a lot of Spider-Man in this product. This is, equivalent to putting, a lot of Michael Jordan in a product, right? It's he's the top character for the most part overall. But you've got something called Indestructibles. It's a 10-card checklist with Spider-Man, Silver Surfer, Captain America, Black Panther, Daredevil, Scarlet Witch, Venom, Ant-Man, Namor, and Nightcrawler. And then we got 60 Years of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is a single individual card that's called 60 Years of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I have no idea what that's going to be. Sounds interesting. And then we got the Facsimile autograph cards. And that is a checklist that has Ant-Man, Black Widow, Black Cat, Captain America, Daredevil, Ghost Spider again, Hulk, Iron Man, Jean Grey, Logan, which is Wolverine, Psylocke, Spider-Man again, Silver Surfer, Scarlet Witch, and Thor. Excited to see those. We got Marvel Comics Facsimile dual autograph cards. So the dual autographs is Surfer and Doom, Dr. Doom, Rocket Raccoon and Groot, Tony Stark and Peter Parker, not Iron Man and Spider-Man. And then we got Black Widow and Scarlet Witch. And then we got the Marvel Comics Facsimile triple autograph cards. Captain America, Black Panther, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Hulk. That's pretty cool. Ghost Spider, Black Cat, and Psylocke. Okay. That's pretty... That's 3 big female characters on one card. Ghost Spider, Black Cat, and Psylocke on one card. That's fun. I'm curious to see what images they use for that. Then we got Star-Lord, Gamora, and Drax. And then we got the Marvel Comics Facsimile quad autographs, which we saw the image of that, which is the Thing, Human Torch, Invisible Woman, and Mr. Fantastic. Then we got the Mask Off autograph editions, which include another Black Cat, a Ghost Spider, Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, and Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara. And then we got something called Golden Anniversaries, which is, I don't know what that's connected to, but we see Colossus and Nightcrawler and Storm, which is from Giant Size X-Men, and then we got Gamora and Moon Knight. From there, we got something called Topps Patrimony. We got Jean Grey, Scarlet Witch, Silver Surfer, Thanos, and Black Cat. Don't know. That's going to be interesting. And then we got Air Marvel. Okay, Air Marvel, like Air Jordan. An insert called Air Marvel. Oh, I can't wait to see the design of this is going to be interesting. Because if they nail an Air Marvel design, and that's something we can collect from now on, that's incredible. And of course, AM1 is Spider-Man 1. So Spider-Man, Storm, Human Torch, Captain Marvel, Vision, Wasp, Thor, Angel, Nova, and Falcon. Of course, I love the idea of what this could be. In fact, I had sketch cards created, commissioned in something that might look like an Air Marvel, and I'll pop those up on the screen. Super cool. And then we got an insert called 50 Years of Nightcrawler. It's 5 different cards of Nightcrawler. 35 Years of Ghost Rider. So we got 5 cards of Ghost Rider. And then we got something called Classic Comic Book Covers, which is more than likely like the Fantastic Four that we saw earlier. Although I'm not seeing that on this list. So maybe it's not. Maybe it's not, because we got Marvel Comics #1, which is the first Marvel comic book. We got The Amazing Fantasy 15, first appearance of Spider-Man. Silver Surfer 4, which is a classic comic cover, is Silver Surfer versus Thor. Beautiful rainbow bridge on the cover. Beautiful cover. Uncanny X-Men 141. Journey into Mystery 83. Avengers Volume 1, issue number 223. Incredible Hulk 340. That's the Todd McFarlane cover. The Giant Size X-Men. Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 4, which I think is a Steranko cover. Spider-Man Volume 1, which I think is maybe another Todd McFarlane cover. I think that's the 1990s. Then we got Marvel Reflections, which is the original unique art that I was referring to. We saw the Doctor Doom image. This one of Wolverine, Spider-Man, Thanos, and Galactus. And based off the Doctor Doom design that we saw, and this is titled Reflections, and we could see the fact that Mr. Fantastic was reflecting in his mask. You would imagine that there's a reflection for Wolverine maybe in his claws, a reflection of Spider-Man maybe in the eyes of some sort, Thanos maybe in the gauntlet, and Galactus, who knows, right? But it feels like a dual character card, where you have the main character of the card with the reflection of another character on the other side. Then we got the one and only insert called the one and only. There's 5 of those: Loki, Doctor Strange, Spider-Punk, Punisher, and Elektra. And then we have authentic autographs, which is not the facsimiles or the not real autographs, the fiction autographs. These are real autographs from real people. And some of these names I recognize, some I don't. We got Craig Kyle, Chris Yost, Donnie Cates, that's a cool one. Frank Miller, he's been signing. He did the UK card set, Chrome set. Jason Aaron, Joshua Cassara, great artist. Mark Brooks, amazing artist. Ryan Otley, Steve McNevin, and Zeb Wells, great Spider-Man creator there. So some fun names, all creators and artists of the comic books. Always love to see them represented in a trading card set when we can. And then we have relic cards. Reed and Sue's 60th wedding anniversary diamond card. That's the card we saw the image of. Okay, that makes more sense. Then we got the Giant Size X-Men 50th anniversary relic card and the Marvel Zombies 20th anniversary relic card. And then we get an autograph relic. So the New Avengers 20th anniversary autograph relic edition, Steve McNevin. And then we get value box exclusives. And it says Iron Man Gold, and I don't know if that's like a dealer incentives. I'm not sure what that is. Then we get Galactic Legends. It's 10 cards, 10 characters. Thanos, Galactus, Silver Surfer, Nova, Yondu, Star-Lord, Blue Marvel. Love to see that. I'll probably be chasing that. Gamora, Captain Marvel, and Drax. Are you excited about it? How do these cards look to you? I mean, I think they look great. Let's go through what's in the box. We got an overview here. We get 1 exclusive Iron Man Gold insert inside every box. And then we get 4 cards per box, 7 packs per box. I think there's 12. So wait, this might be, let's see what this one is. This may be, what we're looking at here may actually be the value box. Okay, so there's something called a value box. All right, so let's go look at the hobby box. All right, here's some other things I can tell you about this product. The release date or street date is June 16th, which is 616, which is the main verse for Marvel, the 616 verse, okay? So that's a pretty cool tie-in to the release date and what it means for Marvel. The hobby boxes will be 12 boxes a case, 12 packs per box, 6 cards per pack, which is a great configuration. The value boxes, what I think we're used to calling the retail blaster boxes, or what you might find in a Walmart and things like that. 40 boxes a case, so that's a lot of boxes in a case. 7 packs per box, 4 cards per pack. Hobby Case Hits is rotated between multiple themes, including facsimile autos, Marvel Reflections original art, and 4 different shadow box themes, including 50 Years of Nightcrawler. So it sounds like those sets that were like 5 characters per set are based on 1 character might all be shadow boxes. And those are considered hobby case hits. The 5 character only Chromes cards in the entire collection will only be found in the one and only Superfractors. Superfractor, Loki, Doctor Strange, Spider-Punk, Elektra, and Punisher. So that's cool. There's going to be a Punisher card. And the Diamond card celebrating the 60th anniversary of Reed and Sue's wedding. We saw it has a little diamond at the bottom. We saw that image. There will be sketch cards from top-tier artists. Frank Miller's returning as a sketch artist and an autographer. We already went over the signers. There's relic cards, which include the Zombies, giant-sized X-Men, and so forth and so on. We saw those. And I've seen a couple of images of the sketch cards. Let me tell you, they're amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let me just say this. There are incentives for dealers to order, and if they do, they get promo cards. So as collectors, you want to be on the lookout for those, okay? New releases that are likely to come later in the year include 2025 Marvel Comic Book Heroes 1975 Golden Era. So that is a Marvel product that we can anticipate later in the year. And I believe that has to do with the design of the stickers from 1975, the Marvel sticker cards. So keep a lookout for that. A lot of other cool products that Topps has on the horizon. I'm excited to learn more about it and to share it with you all as well. Look, my friends, thank you for watching. If you enjoy this kind of content, you want to keep up with what's going on in the Marvel card hobby, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video and this first glimpse of Marvel Topps Comics Chrome, please hit that like button. But as always, I hope you have a marvelous day.